Hello, I'm talking about flute players and braces. So we have to first of all recognize that when a flute player gets braces, the brackets literally push their lips further away from their teeth. So to make that same small hole, you have to stretch your lips further. As a reference, all of these muscles that we use are the embouchure, back and down with the corners, and then the actual hole in the center is the aperture. You might know the word aperture from if you have a setting on your camera. Aperture is the size of the hole and how much light it used to let in before we went digital. So I have an eraser that I have cut up into tiny little pieces, and I'm just going to take a moment and I'm going to place them on my teeth, and they're going to slide around. They're not glued on. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's worth it to teach this. If you are a flute player and you're about to get braces and you're scared how it's going to change the sound, you could even run an experiment like this beforehand and see what it does. So putting some up here, and while these little tiny eraser that is kind of like having a metal bracket screwed there, they're not glued on, they're sliding around, they just mimic the pulling the lips away from the teeth. So now my lips are literally further from my teeth, and to bring them together to play, ooh, it's more work. It's like they don't want to close. I have to really intentionally think of stretching the lips. It's just harder. Now, right now, it's harder, but it doesn't hurt. If you have the metal in there and it's irritating the gum, it's going to be both harder to stretch and you're going to feel the discomfort. So not that it's intense pain, but it's discomfort. I would really recommend all you people that get braces and you're going back in and you're playing flute that you use the wax. You put the wax over the metal brackets so that this inner lip doesn't get agitated so much. Yes, you have to stretch the lip, but you can at least take away the discomfort element. Another trick that is common is using cigarette paper, not cigarettes. So you can find where people can make their own cigarettes, and cigarette paper is thick and it's made to be moist and not disintegrate. So if you cut that into strips and you put a strip of cigarette paper over the brackets, that protects your inner lip from the metal being rubbed against it. So flute players, if you're getting braces, be ready to stretch. Be ready to go back to just your head joint and practice sound production. Remember, be able to go more than one octave, more than one overtone series, and be ready to use the waxes and the Oragels, and maybe even take some Tylenol. If you bring it to school, make sure that you have the doctor's note and keep it with the nurse. Best of luck, flute players.